Hello and welcome back. We're streaming some Worm Unlimited.
Challenge, I'm there. If not, I'm all about the music.
Because you've done everything you need to do.
Right. I'm satisfied with everything, the way it went down, and just got one little personal grudge, that was started by him, and I'm counterpunching.
And are you? Now you seem like you've. I'm sure you've had your share of injuries, but you're not in a wheelchair. I mean, you're moving around pretty good.
Right. No complaints. You know what I mean? When you use your body as a battering ram for all those years, it's the nature of the beast. You know what I mean? Some people get on the air and they talk about A to Z, what happened to them, but I'm not all about that. If you can, climb in the ring, just do the deal. Entertain the people one time. Do it the real way.
God bless you, Ernest.
Yeah.
You like wrestling?
Yeah, I like it.
Who's your second favorite wrestler?
There you go.
Such a Macho Man.
I'm liking that.
Well, Macho Man's one of my favorites, but my top favorite is Stone Cold.
Oh, please.
He's a good dude.
He's good people.
Yeah, he's good people. Right, there you go.
What about the Honky Tonk Man?
Yeah, he's cool too.
Okay. What about anybody else I can feed you, or are you going to come up with a few?
No, there's that new wrestler, Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
Macho Man, I don't know if you've seen him yet.
Now, have you seen, what do you think of the new guys?
I think they're working hard. I know the trips that they're making all around the world, and I think it's all positive, man. I think they're, busting their asses.
Who is the best beside you?
I'll tell you who I think the best is, and I'd say
They're all bugged out. He's all jumpy.
Paul Bearer.
Paul Bearer.
That's right. There you go. Yeah. He was good. Yeah.
Yeah, he's good people, Paul
Good
Bearer.
people. He is good people. Massively.
He is a guy who's got the belly slopping over the pants. He's real doughy. He paints himself white. I mean, he looks like he's rigor mortis to set in quite a number of years ago. He's got these bugged out eyes.
He really did.
I love that guy.
He really did the funeral thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he really did.
Yeah.
Most people are playing a part or whatever, but he was really the deal. Quadruple chin.
What about Jake the Snake?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
Wow, that's
He's
years
right.
ago.
You know what I mean? He had his run, and just.
Yeah, he seemed like he would have smelled. Smelly guy, Jake the Snake. And I'm trying to think.
The snake bit me one day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it was supposed to be devenomized, and 5 days later, my arm swelled up.
I was going to say,
Unbelievable.
yeah, human bites are
Oh
horrible.
my God! Yeah, it was a snake bite. Snake bite.
Well, not him.
King
The snake
Cobra.
bit him.
King Cobra.
Jake the Snake had a snake.
Oh,
Right,
yeah.
and it bit me. And I actually knew what was going to happen. I got tied up in the ropes, and it was part of the script. And then it was supposed to be devenomized and everything, and my arm just blew up twice its size, and man, I got scared. I ran into the hospital, and then, told them the deal, antibiotics and everything. But the wind-up of the story is 12 days later, the snake died.
Ah!
It really did, man. It's like,
He got some of that.
Randy's acid.
that's right. So watch it.
Well, wait a second. I thought Jake the Snake had a python. Snake. He was in a
There
snake.
you go.
Any reptile that fell into the snake nomenclature would work for Jake the Snake, right?
Oh, the snake.
Well, Vince had that silver.
The snake's gonna bite you and stuff.
They put it toward my arm, you know what I mean, and it actually bit my arm, and they wouldn't let go. They wouldn't let go, and then
Yeah.
they wouldn't even show it on TV. They put a big red X over it.
Oh,
You know what I'm going like, what the hell?
See, here's the whole thing about anything like that, which is, let's face it, anyone can be bit by a snake. A schoolgirl can be bit by a snake and handle it. She doesn't know she's going to be bit
Right.
by the snake. It's the part,
No,
anyone
but
can
knowing.
get in the nuts with a fastball, but who's going to stand there with their hands on their hips while the pitcher winds up to hit him in the
You
nuts with a
feel my
fastball?
pain, don't you?
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
I'm thinking about the red cross over the snake's mouth as it bit Randy. Probably to satisfy the animal rights activists, not to.
Strike! I would just go nuts. I couldn't believe it. Wow, that's way worse.
Right, wrestling Andre the Giant was like that. He either liked you or didn't like you. And
Oh, really?
He didn't like me. You know what I mean? And knowing I had to wrestle him.
How do you, he just didn't like you. Why?
If he didn't like you, he didn't like you to the grave.
Right.
That's just the way Andre was.
There are a handful of guys who just sort of. There's a certain amount of guys in their life that they like. There's a certain amount of guys that they don't like, and it's a little bit of a spin of the cosmic wheel as to who they're going to like and who they're not going to like. And once once they think that way, though, that's it, because then they would be wrong if they
There's
found out they were nice.
no compromise right there. Yeah, I mean, it's just like travel to get beat up.
Now he was, I mean, he must have been 550 pounds.
He was exactly 7'5", 550 pounds, right?
Oh,
He just drop on you. And,
Oh man, he was just like, I mean, he could beat up 7 of me. You know what I mean? He was just like crazy strong.
Really?
I mean, just.
Yeah, he was a literal freak.
I mean, they have pictures of him, walking people out of bars with a smile on his face. I mean, his hands like,
Was it Brad has like 7 bottles of wine? I mean,
all those stories are true too. He was just like incredible.
well, I mean, you look at it this way.
The Undertaker.
A guy could be 185, 100. Let's see how much.
I mean, he was like, he was
195
really
pounds.
fully.
Drink a bottle of wine with dinner and be okay with it. You build your tolerance up a little. No problem. So imagine if
the
you're
genetic
you've
mixture
been
doesn't
drinking,
work
you
well.
like the booze, you're a Frenchman, for Christ's sake, and you're
Oh.
550 pounds.
Oh.
Drinking a case of wine.
Oh, he French? That's pretty correct.
Imagine this guy getting on an airplane
See,
sitting next to you.
as you can see, he
You
didn't
wouldn't think the
work.
airplane would take off.
Like, he obviously didn't work.
Yeah,
All right, but he's
obviously.
good people.
Quite
God
fast.
bless him. May he rest in peace. Let's
That's
take
true.
another
I'm
call.
Let's just keep it from being.
Yeah, they don't want to say anything.
I know.
So that's a normal size.
He'll set up like the Undertaker and get me.
And he's
Is
like
Undertaker
half a
still
human
wrestling?
bigger.
He is. Yes, he is.
Maybe 2 humans
What's
bigger.
Undertaker and Paul Bear?
Very good.
Nearly twice your size.
Good people.
They're all good people.
All good
Right.
people. All right, let's talk to. No, let's take 6. Who are we talking to here?
Even with a guy, like even oral sex or anything, but I have no problems having an orgasm when I masturbate. And I wanted to know if there was something. I've tried a lot of things to have an orgasm with a guy, and nothing has worked. And I'm kind of worried that maybe I trained myself to have an orgasm, masturbating, and I won't be
How
able
do
to
you do it by
have
yourself?
right away.
How do you do it by yourself? What's your technique?
How do I do it by myself?
How do you do it by yourself?
How does she do it by herself? Yes, tell us how.
I'm asking, how do you do it by yourself? For those who needs to know.
Well, do you use the tub?
Vibrator?
No, hands.
You just do. That's good. That's a good realistic way of doing it.
Do that.
Yeah, can you incorporate that in the lovemaking act?
Yeah, I have.
Doesn't work.
No, not unless I do it.
Well, do you have an orgasm?
Yeah, if I do it.
Yeah, I know. We understand that part. I mean, can the guy
I
be
want to hear it again, though.
performing? Because Randy's close himself.
That's right.
If the guy is performing intercourse,
That's right.
you know what I mean? I count that. I
You
don't
definitely get an
that ain't
assist.
hard.
You get an assist.
Get an
for it.
assist.
That's right.
That's right.
It all counts.
So, look, you're 20. That's ahead of the game.
That's good.
Well, are there different orgasms? Are there just clitoral orgasms, and then are
Basic-
there
Some women claim to feel something a little different if they're able to have an orgasm during intercourse, but most women aren't able to do that.
You gotta get up. Nice thing.
Carb up.
What's the matter? Today, what do you do for a living?
I'm a receptionist?
Receptionist. All right.
Yeah.
You do any drugs?
Yeah.
Little speed, maybe?
No speed.
Oh, obviously.
What's your drugs?
But
Yeah.
Pot.
Yeah, something is
Yeah.
in the modern world with women being in the mood they're in lately.
Benzos make it
No,
different
it's
than
true.
orgasm giants, so
I now meet the right character that just casually refers
Here's the
to
thing.
their friend's romance
A lot of
novels.
20-year-old
Twitter.
women don't have an
Yes,
orgasm
see,
anyway.
The
now
entire
you
show.
do.
I
Now,
mean, here's what
Yeah,
I
you're right.
now you think I'm
You get a
funny.
point.
I
You know,
know,
if you
that's
score
excellent.
a goal,
I really
you
wanna
get 2
run with
points.
that
If you
one.
give an assist, you get 1 point. You know, and so every 2 assists, it's like getting a goal.
It's not like 15 years.
Oh, they stopped doing that?
We're gonna bring it back.
Yeah, we're going to bring it back so I can feel good about my sexual practices. What do they do now, Anderson? No more points?
Point for an assist and a point for a goal.
Same point for a score?
I like that.
That's
It's
even
equal.
better.
That's
That's
better.
better. That's
We're
better.
down with that. We're down with that.
All right, I'm way ahead. Now I gotta go get my books open and recalculate things.
Feel macho.
Macho Man, Randy
Yeah,
Savage.
it's for
is here.
5, Adam.
Yes. I can feel a hat trick coming on tonight.
That's right.
He is here. Be a Man, name of the CD. We'll hear something else off of that CD after this. There, buddy. It's Bloodline, man. That's Dr. Drew. Phone number 1-800-LVE-191. Kelly Osbourne in here tomorrow night. The Macho Man, Randy Savage, in here tonight.
In the house.
And we're going to hear something off the new CD, Be a Man, in just 1 second. We should probably talk to Kat, who's been on hold for 109 minutes. Actually, let's not talk to her until exactly.
So close.
Well, let's get to exactly 110 minutes, all right?
We got 28 seconds.
All right.
It's foreplay. A form of foreplay.
Yeah. I just didn't think of what we would talk about for the next 20 seconds.
Nothing.
Yeah.
17, 16, 15.
Why can't we have a little quiet reflection on the radio? You know what I mean?
Let's have some right now.
Gap, 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 gap.
Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. Let's all just go inside for a minute. Let's just focus on some of the things we need to accomplish in life.
Oh, 110.
Oh, okay. Well, screw that. Kat?
I was wondering actually what it means when a guy tells you he's addicted to you.
It means he likes you a lot. It means he's stalking you, in fact.
He's not stalking me. He said more along the lines that he was addicted to you.
Your pussy.
How do I take this?
The sex?
Yeah.
Okay. Turn down the TV or whatever's going on in the background there, Kat.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah. I'm not going to blame her because she's been on hold.
Now we're on hold.
Now we're on hold.
I got it.
Ironic twist of fate. All right, so, Kat, is this your boyfriend?
Not really.
Who is he?
Play toy?
Play toy.
Yeah.
Boy toy.
Where'd your dad go? He abandoned the family?
Huh?
Where's your dad?
Family to wait for him.
Where's your dad?
He's outside.
Israel.
Outside.
Yeah.
You're calling from Texas, so it's 1:30 in the morning there.
Yes.
He's outside. What's he doing? Working on his short game?
He's in his brain.
Chipping? Yeah. What's he doing outside?
I have no idea.
Smoking crack.
What?
Looking through the window.
Smoking
Yeah, it's
crack.
like his pants down.
Hopefully offers
is
the
this your
doctor.
stepfather?
No, my real dad.
Your real dad. What's he do for a living?
He's disabled.
He's disabled.
Takes Vicodin all the time.
What happened? He's hooked on Vicodin?
No. He's got arthritis.
He's got arthritis.
Really bad arthritis, yeah. It runs in my family.
Oh, really? Does he take a lot of pain pills?
California, the weather messed him up.
The weather messed him up?
Yeah, we moved to Texas and it's cold here.
Is he addicted to you?
Okay. All
Does
right.
he have, wait a minute, Kat, here we go. Now, does he have rheumatoid arthritis?
Yes.
He has rheumatoid, so he has deforming arthritis.
Right.
How does he get around?
He's still walking right at the moment. He's
Yeah.
having back surgery, but he's afraid of doctors.
He said in the first
And what do
place.
you mean afraid of doctors?
He doesn't want to stop the pain medicine.
He doesn't like doctors.
Is he doing? Drew's convinced he's hooked on the pain medication.
No,
No?
no. He
Why
doesn't
does he
do surgery.
So he takes the pain medication like Rush does.
I guess.
Okay. Well, look, whatever. Look, don't try to talk her into saying her dad's a junkie.
Well, because I need to break through her denial. She's really, really out there. Listen, rheumatoid arthritis causes mangling of your hands. They dislocate. They look like, something you'd see in sort of a, look, that's osteoarthritis.
Yeah, looking like Randy.
He can't pick up the fork and things like
But
that.
you get a Slim Jim contract and you're cool.
So he has that. He has that where he can't make his osteoarthritis.
Oh, yeah. You end up looking like, no, plug your ears, Randy, but you end up looking like you're retard. I mean, your hands. The rest of you look like a genius. Your hands look like you're retarded. But the head, genius. Head looks like a genius. Hand looks like a tart. Is that what that is? Bicep versus on you.
Thank you.
All right, so, Kat.
Yes.
So, all right, so what's your question then? This guy worships
My
you,
dad
he's
must
not
have
your
been
boyfriend.
my dad must have been an alcoholic growing up.
What are you coming in at?
I weigh about 135.
135?
Mm-hmm.
You're 4'1"?
5'11 and a half.
Wow. That's nice.
Wow.
Maybe Dad is outside the window. All right, so what? He's addicted to you. What's the deal? What's the question?
I've never had a guy told me he was addicted to me before.
Yeah, well, you're 18.
I'm
There's
not.
going to be a lot of stuff that happens to you that hasn't happened to you before.
Did you try to tell him you didn't want to have sex anymore?
I'm not.
All right. All right, so just date the
He was
guy.
probably
Why do you
just
bother
being-
something going on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
Kat, you got something going on with you.
Yeah, she's a freak.
Here's all I'm saying,
Yeah.
Kat.
She's got an
You
attitude.
can tell us whatever you want to tell Job. He knows. I said ring, not rim. He knows what's going on he knows what's going on with
Very
trying to
angry
get to it,
person.
or we can just cut our losses.
Or you can just tell us what's going on. We know it's in relation to man. We know your dad may be an addict. I wondered because I was an alcoholic when you were growing up.
Yeah,
That kind of
because
thing
the
would
rage
sort of
in
explain
her
what we're
voice
hearing.
And like looking
No,
for
see,
something
my mom
to blame.
was a drug addict.
Okay, there we go.
All right.
Thank you. All right, we got it. Thank you.
And your mom's out of the picture.
Addict who wasn't married to an addict. He comes in for treatment. If a woman is severe enough that she needs treatment, husband's addicted to.
Okay, but there are plenty of husbands that are addicted where the woman isn't.
Correct.
But if the woman's addicted, chances are the husband is
Yeah.
too. But he got out of this one.
Yeah,
I
but
think. What's your mom doing in Canada?
She was deported for smuggling marijuana out of Mexico.
Oh, perfectly normal, perfectly healthy. Same thing happened to my mom.
Of course.
True.
Of
Randy,
course,
your
yeah,
mom
yeah.
I'm in vogue.
doing time, right?
Thank you.
It was heroin, but
That's
it's
right.
still smuggling. Still
High five,
dealing
man. High
drugs.
five.
We've all been there. All right. She's deported. She's in Canada trying to smuggle weed. Your dad's got it. You might be an addict too, Kat.
You might inherit that. You might inherit that.
You might have
biology.
that gene. Yeah.
And
You're
I am the one when I want to tell a guy I had a crush on forever.
Who's that?
Macho Man.
Oh,
I like
see.
it.
Now it's all good. All right.
It's all good.
All right. Listen, Kat.
Yeah.
Here's what we're gonna do. Here's what I'm saying. There's two kinds of calls. Okay. There are kind of calls where you're like a super tanker and you're transporting oil. You want to do all the preventative stuff so there's not trouble. Do the double haul, spills, all stuff. Then there's the drunk guy who already caught it on the coral,
Which she's going through.
which you
She's on
well
a
she may
different
have
field.
the capacity for because of the family. I'm just playing hunch with
Yeah.
the mom muling in the weed in Mexico and being detained in Canada. All right, so you need to don't get pregnant.
Don't get struck.
Get a job fight to keep it. Get out of the house.
Yeah.
Find Jesus Christ. High protein, low carb, low carb. And don't cut out the carbs.
Low carb late in the day.
Yeah, right late in the day.
Late in the day,
Bring it down.
Taper down.
That's
Taper
right.
down the carb.
High protein, deep
shake.
protein.
You need protein.
No alcohol.
No alcohol. All right. All right.
And see me in the morning.
That's right. We're gonna hear a song. Another delightful. I would guess this one's more of a ballad, off of
I do have a ballad on there, by the way.
Be a Man CD, which is the Macho Man Randy Savage's CD. And I see. Okay, I was going to pronounce this, but this is actual capitalized letters. This is called "Are You Ready?"
With the greatest of the eagle, everybody. There ain't no half-stepping. If you came to start trouble, get the other direction. In this session, about the party connection. Oh, keep the party hard.
Like if a cartoon character rapped like on the Disney. It's true. No, there's decent production quality for a cartoon rap.
It's just happens. Some young rapper was obviously willing to take a chance on the idea that associating with
I sell at least a few products,
he's well known.
and he took a.
It's like retiring from professional gymnastics or something.
You have to.
At a certain age, it's just like, well, I don't want to have a fucking compound fracture in front of a screaming crowd, so I guess I'm done.
Yeah.
It's a guarantee, but
There are very few 35-year-old gymnasts, but they're basically no 60-year-old wrestlers. So
why would you do that to yourself?
Why would
It's
you do that?
it's a horrifying idea. I mean, you can act to a certain extent, and they soften punches, and they do all sorts of stuff. But like Corolla said, you're either jumping off a turnbuckle and landing on someone who's 15 feet below you, or you're not.
and your body takes that hit, whether or not you do it right.
Even if you're just hitting the bouncy mat, you don't see a lot of 60-year-olds on trampolines either.
You're either shaking the joints around or you aren't.
Right, because you break some shit.
Yep.
And the thing is, you get old enough, and it's just a recipe for fucking compound green stick through the skin nightmare.
Yeah.
And eventually they just 55-year-old jump off a turnbuckle. I'm not even gonna let them pretend to get hit by it.
Right. It's the Jackie Chan premise. It's the insurance is too high. Not even gonna bother. Especially if
Well, for Jackie, it's just because he was so unreasonably successful.
Right. The other thing is, if the 55-year-old guy is a big name, is a big face, is worth something, then you don't want to be the venue where he gets in.
The only thing that would make it worth it makes it not worth it.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's a self-canceling scenario. Nobody can afford to pay to replace a really famous wrestler. And Macho Man was probably right in the middle to where they might have let him hurt himself. Because it's not like this is a guy who, he had an action figure made of him.
Yeah, but he did probably several over the years.
Right, I remember. Probably flogging albums right now. It's you don't make the same kind of cash just from being a well-known niche celebrity. You don't make the same kind of cash that you would if you were like actually Brad Pitt or Tom Hanks or something. I assume Macho Man didn't even make Christopher Walken money.
Probably not.
The movie theater, well, if you got $8, you can get some Skittles or something like that. But the popcorn's going to be crappy. You go to the ballpark, you get nothing. How did we make it 35, 50 years of this? You know what I mean? Why? Who decided it now? Why? Well, don't so long to get the goddamn Carl's Jr. over at the ballpark?
They raised the bar on us.
I know.
You have to adapt to change.
I'm ready to adapt. I was ready to adapt when I was 10. That's my problem. I'm glad there's decent food now, but I mean, what's up? What took so long?
I have no
How does
idea.
that work?
Yeah.
Somebody decided, well, you want to go to a ball game and you want to sit there for 4 hours and just eat a bunch of horrible crap that you would never eat on the outside? It's as if you're in prison. You can't pack your own crap.
It was cool.
Just be glad we're all having multiple orgasms.
Yeah, 20 minutes. That's horrible food. It's a sort of cancer-causing crap. Drew, you ate it. You had decent food at your school.
No.
No? Good. Macho Man,
Misery loves company.
what'd you eat? You grew up eating nails
So what do you
and broken
think about
glass.
this?
Exactly.
Dinosaur.
It's possible that you might be slightly more
Bring it on
molest.
down. Take a shot.
Steve,
Yeah, I was right at the line of
That's what
sight.
you stir with a Slim Jim.
Steve.
Absolutely.
Very careful about it.
Oh, hold on a second. Let me say this.
We can test
You ever
that
see a
now.
horse take a leak and it's like,
I don't know
wow.
if I'm right on
Like a racehorse.
Yeah, that's a lot of
I
urine
have to
coming
go
out of
back
there
and
all
check
at once.
some
I mean, you
videos
fill up a 5
and just
gallon
make
bucket in about 30
100%
seconds.
sure
Imagine
someone with a
T-Rex
microscope
taking
and
a
a force came
I
on.
mean, they
it.
never show it on any of those shows or anything, but dinosaurs had to pee, right?
That's right.
And I mean,
If
you
it's
see
that,
a horse or a
And
cow
they're
or mule or something.
extracting
That's a
data
lot
that's
of
not
whiz
there.
coming out of there.
That's
That's a lot of duke
that's
coming
more
out there.
like if they
Oh,
have
what's a
that
horse weigh?
computer.
1,300
Okay,
And I
pounds?
could zoom in with
1,500
the
pounds?
but if they could
What's a
just zoom
T-Rex
in
weigh?
without
What's a
software.
brontosaurus weigh?
then technically we
Tons,
exposed
multiple
information.
tons.
You see, it's a
Imagine
minor
brontosaurus
difference, but an
taking a
important.
leak.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it just had to be just like you're opening up a couple of fire hoses, right? I mean, they never show it on any of those.
Right,
That's
if it's
the movie I would
actually
see.
In
Dinosaurs
the file that
crap
we put out.
in the wild, as
I
it was
get you.
simulated. You know what I mean? Like, what does the Duke? I mean, a horse Duke is a huge pile of Duke, right?
So you've seen one of Hogan's matches.
I've seen horse Duke. Yeah, Hogan probably takes a pretty good sized Duke himself.
It's like a rhinoceros times 5.
Wow.
Big fly, right?
I hope to God that's the first, last, and only time that's ever been considered.
That's 500.
That's what I was thinking.
I mean, the hippo's 2,000 pounds.
Yeah, you're
This
right.
dinosaur's got to be coming
Yeah,
in
because
at,
after someone's like,
40 tons.
6 years old,
That is a
most of the
Duke
people need
the
to stop
size
thinking
of a
about that.
Winnebago, Drew.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Getting a visual.
Yeah. Close your eyes, everybody. They never talk about that.
Why not?
And why
I'd like
not?
to talk about that. Yeah, I mean, you've just eaten a brontosaurus. You gotta have a 2,000-pound Duke there.
Yeah.
Let's get on the internet and figure out how big the brontosaurus was, Drew. How many pounds, all right? We'll get on that, and then let's calculate the Duke. And then we'll do the math when we come back, right? All right.
I'm on it already.
Macho Man Randy Savage is here. I'm sure he has a laminated cheat sheet in his wallet that has all this information, but we're going to get it right off the internet. We'll be back with that calculation after this. Well, that's the show. Kelly Osbourne tomorrow night. Randy Macho Man Savage tonight. Thank you for coming in, Randy.
Not a problem. Thank you for having me. Oh, yeah.
Always a pleasure to see you. Be a man. Name of the CD. It is out. Go out and get it. It's a fine effort. And Hulk, if you're listening, Randy's calling you a pussy.
Bring it on.
Wuss.
WrestleMania 20. So until next time, there's Adam Carolla for Dr. Drew saying, mahalo.
Ooh, maybe.
This has been Loveline. The opinions expressed on the show are not necessarily those of the staff, management, sponsors, or this station. The producer for Loveline is Ann Ingold. Loveline is a presentation of
With an
West
I.
Point Entertainment.
Hmm?
With an I, angled with an I. Because the doctor messed it up in his book.
Oh.
Sent out a bunch of copies of his book.
Ooh.
Thanking Ann Ingold with an E.
Oh,
That's
wow.
not the person he's been working with for 20 years.
Loveline is meant for an adult audience. Loveline may contain sexually oriented content.
So he's like sitting there like talking to himself about how like he was really sure it
It's Loveline, Adam. That's
That's
Dr. Drew. Phone number
that-
1-800-LVE-191.
that's
Dr.
the kind of thing that, like,
Drew,
personal
board certified
assistants
physician,
and, like,
addiction
medical
medicine
publishers.
specialist, and we'd like to
Like,
welcome
can I
back
just
to
get
the
a
show,
double
Kelly
check on every
Osbourne.
single real person's name you mention on the
Good to see you,
cover?
Kelly.
It's classic. It's
Kelly
classic
is,
nerd move right
Good way, but I I mean, that's
Because I'm growing up.
That's a fantastic.
It's very
Aw.
weird.
It's a good direction. to head.
It's only
Aw.
happened in the past like
It's
3 months.
Ozzy's daughter.
I went from having
What?
Bosom.
That is a medical reality.
Both of the
Which is
Osborne
nice.
kids.
The
They
do
new
okay
single
considering-
Jingles, it is,
On the radio.
out. It,
Yeah.
They do
kinda
okay
has a
considering
warm
how
vibe to
bad
the, front of it. Is that-
their
am I right
father
when I say
must
that?
have frayed
Yeah.
his DNA.
Kind of. Did
Yeah, that's true.
David Bowie inspire you at all?
No, I'm a big Warhol fan.
Oh, you're a big Warhol fan.
Oh no.
And
never mind it.
Interesting.
what the hell happened?
Yeah.
What
Oh,
is
so
this guy?
she's
He's
a
one of
little
one of these
worried.
guys
I
who
retract
figure
my
out
previous
this guy
There was a
comment.
years
little
ago,
strategic
14
brain
Yeah,
years
damage.
ago.
That's okay. That's okay.
Yeah,
Really? That
you're
long?
off.
No, unfortunately, in her
Yeah,
case,
that's
it would be
the-
genetic.
That is interesting. I would have said 4
If you're,
years.
it,
No,
you know, you have this,
I would
right?
have said 8 years.
If one's parent
would have
did a
never
bunch
said coming up
of
20 years ago.
LSD,
This legend endures.
then one is
Kelly's been
genetically.
involved.
It's being by myself. I'm never
That's one of the reasons why it's probably not a good
And
idea
I'm
to
stuck
take
in a hotel.
photos of that.
What, can you bring people with you?
Well,
It's
for
because
example,
I've
I mean, it's not necessarily a
I
bad
wanted to
thing.
bring my best friend with
You-
me in the
you
summer,
just
but
mutate.
it's like, no, it's
Hell,
expensive.
considering where you
It
originate
costs so
from, you
much
might
money to take so many
might be a
people on tour.
bonus.
Yeah, splurge a little. Or put them
Yes,
to work. Get 'em a
they're
roadie
just
or
different than they
something.
might have otherwise been.
I know it. My best friend usually comes with me wherever I go.
This happens
She's
naturally as
older
people
than I'm
age.
right now, so she can't come.
I was thinking about
Right.
saying how
As
she,
it just
you know, when you get old, as you get
speeds
older,
the
by the way, you
process
get
along.
more and more okay with
So
being
it'd be more
alone.
like if
And then
my
eventually
dad was older.
You learn to
Right.
hate other people,
Right.
and then they
I
hate
think-
you.
I think
And
it's
then-
That's the
It's like-
real effect.
So
At
okay,
19, it's
okay, so
hard
it's
to
not that
grow.
like
It's like you're sat
It's
there
just
and you're like, you can't watch TV.
evolutionarily I'm
Because
different than
everything
I
from
would
the
have
TV
been.
is
Yeah,
in
yeah,
a
you
different
are.
language, and you can't.
No, it's important to understand that.
Yeah, I don't mean even for those
Right.
small percentage.
So it's
of
But you
listeners
are
who don't
evolutionary.
live in
You are
European
different genetically than you would have been if neither of your parents had ever taken any drugs. Some drugs change the chromosome.
But no more different from my normal self than say if I had than if I was my own younger sibling. Not because it's only
Like,
aging.
Exactly.
means
Yes, it's not a
changing
massive
genes.
difference. No, you are unlikely to develop superpowers as a result of your dad taking acid when he was in college.
But that would be a cool story.
But you are mildly genetically different than you would otherwise have been.
Well, that's interesting.
And it would be no different if, realistically, it would be no different than if he had worked in certain industrial occupations as well.
Yeah,
Some things fray the chromosome.
but it ages them. Not.
Radiation tends to knock an atom out of place from time to time. That's what results in so-called radiation mutation, which is, where we
And that
come from.
is that generational? Someone damaged by radiation
Yeah, that's for. I mean,
would pass that
if
on.
you pass along different DNA, that's one of the reasons why guarding the reproductive organs from the effects of long-term exposure to radiation is actually a really big deal. The reason the X-ray technician has a leather vest on is to protect their nads in a lot of cases. It's just, it would be more awkward. They
So you
go
just wear
ahead
the
and wear the whole apron, but realistically,
It's about the junk.
everything in your body can take way more radiation damage safely than your literal gonads, which means y'all are less in danger than we are
We've got
because something
more
has to go
shielding
through way more layers of skin and flesh.
subcutaneous fat and
Yeah.
whatnot before it gets to the
But
ovaries.
then that's the idea, is that y'all are supposed to, you contain the genetic material inside to protect it.
We contain this.
They do, they invite mutation. It's, at some point, the idea that change is good must have hit the proteins, because we are less designed to resist radiation and more designed to embrace the changes that it results in. Let's say iguanas. See a bunch of different iguanas. They will vary less in shape and size than a bunch of different primates. In fact, even of all the mammals, primates we're hardy against mutations. One of our limbs doesn't work, we can get by. One of our eyes doesn't work, we get by reasonably
You're right.
well.
Like even 5 iguanas all from the same parents, 5 humans all from the same parents, 5 iguanas from the same
Or
parents.
even
all
iguanas
the
and
same.
kittens.
Mm-hmm.
iguanas and cats. There's a lot of variation, even in litter births, which is, you know, there shouldn't be much
Cats
variation
have
there.
Huge variation in litter birth.
It's amusing.
Of coloration and personality and size.
Mammal genetic construction seems to be intended to embrace mutation. So it's nothing to worry about.
For a moment, I was like weirdly worried. Like,
it's one of the reasons not to take shitloads of hard drugs. Or there is a lot of logic behind the idea of that's meddling in God's domain.
Is it?
Yeah, I think you're supposed. I think
you're supposed to have the child.
The chromosomes change because you, as a parent, will be a certain age, and so the child is made a certain way.
That connects to something about
uniquely placid spiritual formation, the Freeman-Dyson formation, to where like I just have a really placid viewpoint about all of the dangers inherent in science, because somehow nothing effed us up too bad on the way here. That's why I tend to be more in the post-apocalyptic mutant school than the humans being truly wiped out theory.
Oh, yeah.
And that's why
I'm totally with you on that.
That's why I tend to think it will take a planet-killing asteroid to actually get rid of us.
It's because we're so much more likely to become like underground or snow humans
We'll
or something.
just figure something out.
Yeah, we've been snow humans, we'll become underground humans, we'll become irradiated cyber humans, whatever we need to.
Some tiny percentage of the human race always survives any catastrophe. In almost any scenario. Nothing ever wipes everyone out.
Right. We're Darwin's finches. No matter where we end up, we'll just adapt.
If Darwin's finches could take 5 bullets in the chest and then perform a reggae concert the next day.
Exactly.
It's
the thing. The finches can't, take 5 bullets in the chest and then maybe theoretically
have a bunch of kids after that, or raise an entire family while farming, while hopping on one foot and using the 3 fingers remaining after the landmine exploded, and yet you've seen these people, they exist. Like 75% of my body was destroyed after being blasted to shit.
Well, if some lady will hop on it, then
it's part of the program.
Yeah, and some lady, someone.
Men are designed that if we have one good foot and one eye, we'll use it to locate a woman.
Right, and some women have that, this is my last chance to, this is everyone's last chance to get this genetics.
Oh my God, that is incredibly common.
Yeah. He's about to die.
plans were laid,
Bad time.
and it'd be like 10:45, and you just start.
I have like, in America, I have like 3 other close friends. You know?
Can you spend a weekend alone?
I can, yeah.
You don't mind it?
No, because I'll just sleep and that doesn't bug me. But knowing that I can pick up the phone and just gonna be like, Mom loves her show, and so.
They did a send-up on the show, and it was funny. All right, well, good. Everything's good. We'll hear something off the CD. Actually, we'll hear a few things off. They're making my fart joke.
He actually looks like the Undertaker.
Yes, thank you. Well, Drew, that is horrible taste. I was at the John Ritter Memorial tonight, who John Ritter and I were not best friends, but we did do a pilot together in Florida some years ago that I completely forgot about, and flew out there with him and spent a lot of time with him, and then just talked to him every once in a while ever since then. But a great engaging spirit, and he really had this way of making you feel like you were the star whenever he spoke to you and all this, and I thought, I'm going to change my ways.
Oh,
and
my
then
God.
Seconds later, I was in my car riding the horn, yelling obscenities at some guy who's in front. You know, there's a lot of celebrities, and whenever somebody dies, someone says nice things about him. But actually, here's how you know a guy.
Because I'm not exactly gonna go to a funeral and be like, oh, I'm glad this guy's dead. He sucked.
Right.
You know.
Right. Even if you were the world's worst guy, they'll do this. This is how you know the guy was the world's worst guy. They'll go like, well, Drew's Drew, and I'm me, and John was John. I'll tell you that. He was John. But there was another side of him that people didn't know. Like, anytime everyone keeps hitting that there was a side to him that people didn't know, that meant the side that we did know was an a-hole.
Right.
But Ritter was the real McCoy with that. I mean, everybody kissed his ass. Obviously, it's his memorial. But it was all the same tune. Just the warmest, friendliest, nicest guy in the world.
I'm sure everyone in the audience felt precisely the same way. Which is what.
Yes. And look at me. I'm not a big fan of everybody.
Yeah.
He's a great guy. Natalie?
Yeah,
You're 20?
yes I am.
What's up?
Before I start, I have to tell Adam I absolutely adore you.
Thanks.
Comedic genius.
Whatever.
Thanks, Natalie. Now, what's up?
Seriously, I love the sarcasm.
Thank you. Now, ask your
You just wait till it's directed at you, and I
Right.
don't think you'll love it so much.
No, I know. I'm prepared. I've braced myself.
All right, here we go.
So, good evening, Kelly.
Good evening to you too.
I don't have cable, but my cousin loves the show.
Aww.
Really?
She goes awesome.
Government
I don't have
programs for
cable
people who
on
don't
my
have
phone
cable?
either.
You don't?
Satellite.
You have satellite.
Mm-mm.
Well, I don't want
I'm too lazy to get it yet. It's not that I care about paying for it or not. I just haven't got it yet.
Well, Natalie, what's your question?
My question is, I'm calling regarding something.
Most people do.
Yeah.
Well, it's become the common wisdom,
For the politically correct.
prevailing, politically correct wisdom.
I took a sociology / I read an article that had some statistics that said the incidence of rape is higher between June and August than any other time during the year.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at what people wear during those periods, I mean, it's summer, they're not wearing very much.
Well, did you hear Adam?
Well, it's raping season, but
But there's a difference. I mean, if you're out and like a quarter of a nipple.
yeah.
And how
Well,
more.
if your theory were correct, Brazil, Rio de Janeiro,
Wear pasties and glitter, and they like samba.
But you want to know? I've been like looking. There are kids that are like 8 years old that wear clothes that I would not wear. You know?
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what. I'm not sure what you do. I mean, Drew, you got a girl. She's got to be wanting to keep up with
I
the
met
Joneses.
those kids and I didn't get that vibe with them at all.
yeah.
True. Nah, didn't.
She likes the craziness on the internet, the I am stuff, but she doesn't like to
Sounds
talk.
And it's just like it's gross, and I don't understand how. And like platform high shoes, like I don't understand how like parents would let their kids walk out like that because I wouldn't.
I saw Drew's son wearing just one of those banana hammock thong things. I think he has some socks
You got a
rolled
problem
up
with
in
that?
there. I just, hey, you're the parent. I'm an
But
atheist.
Sarah, tell me your theory about violent versus sexual
Yeah.
crime.
Oh, I don't want to. I just don't want to
Exactly what she's
get
talking
into this.
about.
I've just been talking about it enough.
And one another.
That's right. And one another.
I don't dress to compete with any other girl because I don't know any other girls that dress like me.
All right, but
But that's a form of competition in and of itself, isn't it?
I don't
It's
think so
distinct.
because I have a very different sense of style to most people that I know, and I don't think about, well, if I wear this, will any other girl have this, or if I wear this, am I gonna look good? I wear what I like, and that's it.
But let's talk about your average 13-year-old in America now. Is she dressing to entice men, or is she dressing to piss off her dad, or is she dressing to compete against women?
Most women or little girls that I see, they dress the way that everyone else dresses so they can get by. And there's something everyone else wears it because they don't want to be that one that people make fun of.
Well, I'm telling you, guys don't need it. We like it, but we don't need it. We can tell what you look like in sweatpants.
No, my
signs
for that are bewildered by all this stuff. Like, they call it stupid. They go, what? Like, dude,
smooth. We'll give him another 10 months.
Yeah.
He'll be on the internet being bewildered with one hand. Corey?
Yeah.
You're 16?
Sure.
Sure.
All right.
That's him.
Corey's going to have to stay on hold for a little while because I don't like his little snot-nosed attitude. There's nothing worse than a snotty teen.
I hate that when they're like when they ask you a question, like, sure, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're calling to get help. They should at least, like, shut up and be nice.
Well, they behave like we called them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, Corey? Sorry we got off on the wrong foot. I put him back on hold for a long time. Robin?
Yeah.
You're 25?
Yes, I am.
What's up?
Okay, I have a boyfriend that I've been going out with for 2 years, and when I met him, I didn't know that his past had been as traumatic as it had been, and come to find out through the relationship that he was a heavy drug user for most of his life, for about 15 years, and he's gotten over that and was 2 years sober off of heroin, and then alcohol was another issue that he had, and he's now in a rehab for, and at 25, I need to know if it's possible for somebody to change.
To relapse.
You can't sit there. I mean, something that I know because I grew up in a family where I remember something about. I mean, you have to change too. And have you been to therapy with him? Like,
I go. They have these stupid Tuesday meetings that really don't.
I don't really think that's stupid. I mean,
sounds like it's gonna work out.
If you want it to work, it's got a lot to do with you too, because he's made the steps to change his life for the better. You have to also change a little bit too.
Yeah, 6 months. 6 months is a good crack at, excuse the expression, at doing well. That's really getting things off the ground nicely. A structured, intensive program.
Even though we come from completely opposite sides of the spectrum as far as family. Like, I have a very close-knit, happy family, and he has a very destructive, broken apart family.
That's probably what led him to start doing drugs in the first place.
Right, no, definitely, I understand
if your family were as healthy as you suggest, you wouldn't be clinging to this, or you wouldn't be so reluctant to change. You got to go. You have to get a sponsor in Al-Anon. You have to work a program yourself. And I'm telling you, if you actually want to help him and you do want to commit yourself to this relationship, it is essential that you do that. Otherwise, it's going to be then you will not change. He will not change. You will drag him back, or the relationship will not survive.
And I'm not doing the things like I used to do things to appease him because I was afraid of upsetting him. So
all right, well, listen, hold on. Are you in the program, or are you still getting high?
Me? No. No, I've never had a problem with any of them.
You say you've never had a problem, but that doesn't mean that you're not going to come home drunk or stoned one night when you're with him, and that, to be honest with you, sucks.
For your own recovery, but for his recovery, just do what Drew told you to do about an hour ago, would you?
I guarantee you that's
Hey, he's up there.
Oh, man. Honey, you're nutty. What's up with you? You're batty. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are. Because here's the other thing. You're trying to work out the guarantees on this relationship. He's from the wrong side of the tracks. You're from a good family. Do we think it's going to work? Like, we have some wheel, some slide rule we can work it all out with. If he's going to stay...
This is not going to work.
I know. And is it just because she's calling wanting to know what's wrong with him? Or what is it? What was wrong with her? Because we both felt it. Everyone felt it. Kelly felt it.
She repeatedly, first of all, she was demeaning his program and was barely willing to participate.
I don't like that. That's what I think is hard.
And when you put it on...
The relationship with her works. Now it's up to her to do something. You can't just sit there and blame everything on him.
I need
Me too.
I need a shot. Kelly and I need a shot to deal with Robin. All right, let's hear a song from Kelly Osbourne. How about that?
Perfect.
This is, how are we playing here?
Changes.
Oh, it's written in pink.
Excuse me.
Please don't tell them they can't do it on the air because people.
Why?
You were going back. Well, you're smarter again than most Loveline guests.
Because they start doing the thing,
They get a little bit lost and they're reading the question and filling the thing out, and they're sort of flipping it around and fumbling and sort of they're occupied with the test that Drew's asked them to fill out when there's plenty of time to fill it out during the course of the 2 hours we're going to be
This
here
is
with
more
the
about
commercial
you,
break.
though. It's not because they're not paying attention to you that it bugs you.
It might sound that way. It
It's
might sound
almost
that way.
like what it is that he can't accept that other people don't see the world.
Make sure, have the people fill out the survey, but make sure and tell them to not do it on the air.
Even
Just
if they
do
were
it during the
totally not,
commercial.
I still would have done it.
Okay, but he would have been off the hook.
Yeah, I didn't. That's my fault. That was where I.
So
absolutely.
I say, Drew, just tell him to do that. And then it happened 5 more times over the course of the next 2 months. And I would get more and more angry and say, Drew. And then we would start coming back from commercial and stuff, and I would see people buried in their homework, as it were. And then I would get angry at Drew by saying, Drew, tell them not to do it. And he would say, fine.
I would get more angry at the person that's doing it.
Well, the problem is A, they're celebrities.
They're
B, they're high.
Who cares if they're celebrities?
They're gay.
Right?
Drew is asking something
they're
from
gonna
them.
fit, yeah.
It's not their fault. It's not part of the
It's my
criteria of
fault for
doing the
not,
show.
not coaching.
That's right.
That's my
It happened once again, and then the argument runs deeper than this. But we have to go to break.
But that's not the problem.
No, the problem was is we're all gonna pee.
Yeah, we're gonna show you where too.
But the problem is Kelly was filling it out during the.
Hey, but my argument with you is that was
Yes.
I not paying attention and
You know my defense here?
Well, Drew, you've been there for the Osborne family over the months and years. I know Mrs. Osborne is a big fan of yours. Is your mother not a big fan of Dr.
But I
Drew?
think she's a big fan of yours too.
Aww, see, she's good people. Has she had you on her show yet, Drew?
I did her second or third pre-show.
Test show.
Test show, yeah.
Oh, but not good enough. Well, once the B-list guests start
Then I got the call.
sloughing off, then the
Right.
phone will start ringing over at Adam and Drew's place. Don't worry. And once we're on, that's it. It'll
Coming
be
back.
Fridays with Ace and Drew. We're very popular. Kelly's got the CD out changes. We'll hear something else off of that before the night is through. Kelly, are you dating? Are you seeing anybody?
I'm dating.
You are. Nobody special?
I wouldn't say that.
He's special.
Of course, he's anyone who I date's got to be special in some way.
Sure.
I'm not the average girl.
No, they gotta have that certain je ne sais quoi, yeah? Yeah.
I've had a few.
Mm-hmm. Few
Well,
dozen.
one in particular.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hi.
First of all, I just want to say that I love Kelly Osbourne, and second, I want to say that I am in love with Kelly Osbourne.
Oh, young love, great, Drew. Bert been smoking a little weed?
Just a little.
No.
He hasn't.
He has
No
that. He
weed
has
in
that.
Alabama, man.
Has that weed laugh. That's what we were quoting.
No. I'm in Alabama. There's no weed here.
All right, yeah, Lord knows
He's
he's
so
right.
foolish.
Yeah, that's the horrible, hateful Bert, yes?
Do you know what?
Yes.
I can't honestly say whether I can. When he broke up with me
Yeah.
on Valentine's Day.
On Valentine's Day.
I know. He said.
You want me to have him killed?
No.
I'll snap that kid like kindling.
No. He said.
This guy is, man, that's harsh. Ozzy's not necessarily a violent guy by
Perception of
by
guys now.
Well,
most
how long ago
standards.
did this happen?
But I don't know.
You know, when you're stuff like that.
Kill it! It's like,
There's a certain chance that someone will pay for that and make it happen.
that's the problem. That's the problem. Ozzy's got millions of dollars. He's no self-control. Don't mess with his dog.
Yeah, could you imagine like
Might
everything's
have been on
fine
my
one
car
day
snatch.
and like it's all.
Who knows? Or
I love
something
you,
you
I
wouldn't
love
think
you,
of.
and,
Some
like,
revenge you wouldn't imagine.
And it's like the only
Created
person
by
hands-on that can truly,
damage
truly,
in
like
the
I
house while
love
they
people,
grew up, but I wouldn't
but
mess
I've
with her
never
just
been
because
into
her
love
standards of
before. Like,
behavior
and I
might
really
be
was
tire
in love
slashing
with him.
included.
And it's still
And that's to say
very
nothing of her
hard
fucking
to see
mother.
him because
Yeah.
Yes.
Sharon's sort of a
he
legend.
truly broke
Didn't she
my
used to be
heart
Ozzy's
and
manager
hurt
once?
me.
It is.
And I don't, you know, it's weird because I
Translator.
mean everyone has their reasons why they do. I think it was
She
more
speaks
about,
fluent.
Yeah.
like, I'm kind of a hard person today, you know,
Yeah.
but
You blaming yourself?
no.
You know, I'm a little
No,
frightened.
I'm
I'm starting to be able to sound like Ozzy Osbourne. Maybe I need to detox.
With 5 girls a day and then use them for what he wants.
I don't think I have to do this job with depression. Just haven't smoked
Yeah.
cigarettes and drunk enough whiskey.
Having that one person that you call every day and that, like, Chris is not the kind of person that.
No.
You may learn to figure out who those guys
No,
are.
no, you could.
Or what
You
you're
could
looking
do
for,
like
as opposed to the guys who aren't like that.
Joplin.
No, I know.
Really?
It's
Almost
hard.
definitely the same guy.
There's
You don't know who
a
you fall in love
totally-
with was with him.
He's
True, when
he
I
was
started
Canadian,
with Linda Carter
and he's got this
1978,
really
you never know.
unique accent, and I wouldn't frankly attempt
You
it.
know what? Like, as much as I sit here
Oh,
and
yeah.
try and say like
Right.
there's certain things I am
I
over it,
didn't
but
touch my
then
own
why does it
stomach.
hurt? Could you imagine like trying to call someone and being like, I don't
The
understand
leveling
why you
stage
don't want to be with
always
me,
weirdly
and getting no
fascinates me. I love
explanation,
your arrow
getting
that
no
points down.
anything, and then
It's a construction
having him
marker.
avoid
Here,
you
lets
and
you
then
know
that that's
then
where
call
dirt
you.
is.
Right here. This is my
Dirt.
He's
Okay.
the Japanese person.
Well,
So
I've got
Kelly,
the
let me
fields.
float an idea, and I just want you to
The
listen.
eastern fields are
Don't
French.
Staring at
judge,
Vasta's
don't rush
chest.
any conclusions. True has 2 sons. Okay, now just listen. They're 11.
Yep.
Yes, and we think of Kelly Osbourne. Well, it's Kelly Osbourne. Kelly Osbourne's only 19 years old.
I know. They're 19.
really?
She'll be only 26, 27. What?
Yeah. These are good.
No.
First, look at the stop.
7
He's
years
trying to
old.
hook up his.
He's good looking. He's dumb as a stump, but he's a good-looking kid.
You know what
7
it
years.
is?
Right here.
It's like
I'm 12 right now.
Nature or nurture?
I'm one of those
No,
girls
no,
that
no.
like
Anyway.
the bad boys, if you
Let's
know what
not
I
get
mean.
into
These kids, one of them's bad. One of them's bad.
I'm gonna make him that
he's
way.
I am
So, like, now
I'm
I'm
looking this kid's eye.
little boys.
designating the.
Someone like myself.
No, absolutely
Um,
not.
Canal.
Well, listen, I don't know
Michelle
what to do.
Canal.
I've offered me. I've offered.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh,
And so we're sort of in the
He's not a record exec.
humorous
He's
phase where you're just walking dirt
Is
back
he
and
in the
forth.
business at all?
Oh yeah, just smooth it around a little.
Taking it about 10 tiles.
He's for Van Bidding through sometimes, but usually he just works at the Paul Frank store in his mall. He's a really cute guy.
But he works at the
I
mall,
love this.
and he's a regular guy.
It's
How
nice.
old is
It's regular. It's easy. All I have to do is remember that they are in
When
danger
you're
of
19,
starving.
you
so
grow
much
up
from
in a lot of chaos.
Yeah.
You have a sort of
You gotta
fast-paced
keep an eye
life.
on
Do
them,
you
but I
feel
really
that
like
the
the
chaos
flapping
is missing
stage.
from
I
this
know it's
relationship?
just
The
before
intrigue,
it's
the
safe
edge,
for
the
me to
danger.
actually
No.
clean and not
Okay.
We're
Join
a
and not
couple,
pay attention to
A
what I'm
nice,
doing.
fun
we're a couple of
guy.
guys
All
off.
right. Well, get over
Yeah.
Bert, and
I'm
at
over
least.
that's what I'm saying.
that's
I-
obvious.
Yeah, I know.
No, I mean, the
But
hurt
it's
is
starting
still
to
there.
The
feel
hurt is still there, but
Like honestly,
I don't.
this is
want
I
anything
start
to
to
do
see
with
the
it.
parts that I like.
I'm
Smart.
in love with Kelly
All
Osbourne.
right.
Can you please stop
Please,
playing?
burn that
That's
tape,
right off
would you?
West's full
And
face.
listen, close your eyes and picture Bert.
dick.
Can you
In that
picture
moment?
a gentleman
What'd
like
he
this
say?
ever doing anything
Anderson,
Do you remember
he's
on your show
playing
last time?
tapes
like
He had been bleeding in the
from
wall, come up,
Kelly
he wasn't
fighting
coming
with her
because he didn't
boyfriend
wanna
when she
show
was
any of
like
his
a
bad
child.
that He was like hanging out with me, and he drove
So
me.
she came
I
on
drove
as like a
him to
teen,
my
like
best friend's
early
birthday
teen.
party.
Of course.
And he ruined the birthday, stood there and made out with someone in front of me, and I wanted to just die.
Oh, Bert. Bert is so wrong.
I wanted to die, and then he just said, "Get over me."
Kill him. No, anyone who says that is a horrible person.
You
Yeah.
had him killed, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
Remember
no,
when he was
things
trying to
like
say
that.
magnificent?
Yeah,
It's
Bert.
embarrassing.
Yeah, well, all right.
Women are magnificent creatures, or whatever he says.
You made a mistake. You
It
got
was a big
past
mistake.
it.
But you know, I don't think
Wait,
it was a
wait.
mistake.
You dated a skitsy, music
Really,
obsessed,
I did not
D-bag
want
with
to everyone to get their heart broken.
difficulty enunciating?
How many
Kelly, where would you have gotten that idea?
The impression that that had given you that was marriage material.
Monet? What is that?
Right?
You're 14? I know there is a Monet name though.
Is there?
Yeah. I
Was
think
it
I knew
Monet?
someone named
You would think it'd be ETTE, but you never know with our.
yeah. Spell your name.
Melina.
Yeah,
You sound sad.
that's fine.
Wait, Melania?
I
She
guess
said Melina.
Oh.
But
What's that?
Pearl said
from
Melina,
Mississippi?
and I would have said Melina
Yeah.
with an
Who
INA.
knew?
made that
By the way,
stuff.
So anybody with the same name as a Mortal Kombat character.
See?
Yeah, but if we were from somewhere other than Mississippi,
How old is
It'd be
she?
Melina.
14?
I'm 19.
No, 19. I was like,
which
what?
is considered
these are all normal phrases for somebody my age.
having anal in Mississippi. That's considered an old maid.
You know what? When you're with someone like, I really want to do that. You don't want to do
you're talking
it,
about my
they'll
home
let
state.
them pressure you into doing that. Because I know
Holy.
somebody, well, I kind of knew somebody that her boyfriend, they pressured her into doing that, and she was really small, and he'd like ripped her butthole.
No, stop it, Kelly. Why would she say that? Only Ozzy and Sharon's daughter would say that on the radio.
So casually too, like not even with the tee of saying something
Please,
bad sounds.
you understand Anderson right now is making the goal arms.
As he like punches in the record and flip buttons.
No, they don't do that very much.
That's their way of showing love.
I think they don't do that very much. Mostly they do mutual oral.
Oh, hold on.
Kelly's like,
Hold on, Melina?
Melina.
No, it's not
Again,
how
I
it's
don't know where you
spelled.
get the. It's Melina. But anyway,
I just don't think like that's just not. To me, that's not like an in-air. It's exit only.
That's what I was thinking.
I don't even use it for an exit. Crap out my mouth.
Yeah, all day long.
Hold on. I got something
You
coming.
know what? I'm sure there are some girls that really like it, but I wouldn't even go there if I were you.
I was just thinking, would I get anything out of this? He says I would.
Yeah, it's a one-way trip to the boards.
some girls do, but most don't.
Yeah, most
Yeah.
don't.
Did you just say depends?
I've never.
Okay, hold on.
And
I
then
was-
Was that
hold
an
on.
intentional?
No, it wasn't. And please
There's
don't.
many things I haven't done, and there's many things we all haven't done.
You're a bad person.
No,
Like,
no,
someone says,
no. It's the little goblin that lives in the back of your head. And he inserts these terrible phrases.
I like this
I've
character.
lived long enough with you to know you would never make that joke on
No.
purpose. Never.
No, I wouldn't. But after I said it, I knew.
Immediate
and I was
regret.
hoping that you would let it go by.
No, how could I? How could I?
There's a little goblin that lives in the back of your head.
No.
I believe you can sort of.
I'm fully integrated. No, you're the one with these issues.
Feel what it would feel like. You know what I mean?
I'm a lamp stack. I'm all. Everything works perfectly. When I make a terrible joke, it's the joke I meant to make.
You just
And I throw error messages
You
to
do.
the puns. It's like it's wrong.
It's a sad thing.
Then don't do it.
Now I want to play some Mortal Kombat. Let's load up an emulator. I'll
You
school you.
decide, yeah,
I think we
whatever.
Yeah,
decided that is a rule for anything that goes
I
in.
just, I lose.
Oh, come on. I'll show you how to do a
Let me
fatality.
ask a quick hypothetical before we go to break. Just
Okay,
to
yeah.
open all our mind here.
I'll show you how to rip
Really
people's
has
hearts
been
out with
different than what
Kano.
you thought
Teach
it
me
would
to
feel
kill.
like. You know, there's all those things like I remember, what does a boob feel like? When I was like 28, I remember thinking, what does a, when I was like
I was always
13,
terrible
14,
at-
what does
well,
a
not
boob
terrible,
feel
I was
like?
a
And then
button
I got
masher.
a boob and I went,
And so if
Yeah,
that's allowed,
that's-
then I was
that's
happy.
about what I
And if
thought
it's
it
not
would feel
allowed,
like.
then
It's that way for 99% of the things
I
that
think
are in
tournament.
this
Do you know
world.
what's like that for me? I know this is really weird.
Oh, okay. Well, you can try that, and then I'll play Scorpion one time and show you.
Shrimp surprised you?
Mortal Kombat does not
King crab.
prevent
Seafood,
button mashing.
prawns,
Uh-huh.
trout.
It just has a character in it named Scorpion.
Okay, well, I'm always happy to learn.
He's he
But
doesn't
won't be.
use the
I
control
don't
of the
technically
seafood.
enjoy entering situations where I
Okay,
get killed.
whoever designed Mortal Kombat 1 hated button mashers real bad.
Take ourselves a little break.
I think
Kelly
I've heard
Osbourne
that.
in the,
And
studio.
so cut and pull you across the screen. And played by a competent.
No, you just reminded me of
Everybody,
when
it's
like
all fine.
I had
That's
unwritten
Dr.
that
Drew.
part of the
Kelly
like I had a
Osbourne here
small
tonight.
section of my adolescence where I'm like,
Sorry.
do I want to do this? No.
CD. Take something else off it.
Yeah, I remember being pulled across the screen over and over again, like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. I want to go
You
get
know-
some orange juice.
You know what I hate though is Killer Instinct. Okay, Mortal Kombat I'm quite good at, but Killer Instinct I always hated because it's a game that's designed to where you can, if you get one correct move on your enemy, you can then press like 38 more combo buttons, and your character will just kick their ass for like 90 seconds, and people will like do little dances while their characters kick the other person's ass.
And for the first time, Monkey was controlling
It's the
the
most offensive of all fighting games.
with its thoughts, with its brain. It's
They need to
great
bring
for
Killer
people,
Instinct back.
That are,
Yeah.
you know,
Actually.
handicapped or
Somebody needs to go resurrect that
somebody
IP.
don't
That would
use
sell.
their
Was it a
arms
good
or don't
premise?
have
It was
use their
okay.
legs.
I didn't
One
like the
day
mechanic.
We'll put some chip in their brain and they'll control mechanical.
It wasn't my thing. I was all Mortal Kombat growing up, and then someone foolishly
I
foolishly
said to Drew,
taught me how to
we
do
were
an
talking
uppercut
about
in Street
before we went
Fighter.
to break,
I was
which
like,
is everything is
oh,
sort of
that's
a
what
feel.
those
You
symbols
can
in the little
feel
guidebook mean.
what it would be
And then
like
after that, I was
windsurfing.
an unholy
If you ever
terror.
windsurfed, and I can clearly feel
Someone just
what
revealed
it
a
would
bit
feel like. You can
of
feel what
theme
things would taste like
cryptography.
sometimes too, and that
I just didn't know what the symbol meant for the uppercut. I didn't understand. You just walk forward while doing a firewall.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I remember going through that part of childhood. in which you realize that that means half circle up and then a sort of Smash Bros. 3, 4, I can't remember. Smash Bros. 3 or 4 was the fighting game of choice for my generation, partly because even younger siblings could have it. And helicopter-parented children could play it.
Pardon me, this is just, walking dirt from one side of the map to the other. It sort of dulls the mind.
I know dirt dropping has never been your favorite thing, although level has completely changed how
No,
it's
this
done.
is okay. I don't mind it. It's just, it doesn't exactly keep you awake.
Nope.
Oh, man.
That's really funny. That's a good point.
But there's no subtlety to this part of it. The flattening and the creation of actual, landscaping
Yeah.
are almost two different things, gameplay-wise. This, there's no thought to it. What I have to do is I have to create an evenly spaced flat area to work with.
Mm-hmm.
And that's as simple as it's the whole diagonal thing. Worm is a game of turning diagonals into squares. That's all it really is.
Yes.
Just over and over again. The land can only be interesting using the diagonal apparatus created by the corner.
By the quilt of the world.
Yeah, the corners.
Mm-hmm.
The way that the corners work independently of each tile cause it to have its own magic.
Bumpy floatiness to it.
But it would still look real robotic if it were all straight lines.
Mm-hmm.
So they have to incorporate diagonal where possible.
This could easily have been one of the core arguments between the initial sport creators. Blocky versus rounded.
Ooh.
And then I said,
I guess it's more you can imagine. You can't feel it.
yeah, well, you can imagine the feeling, I guess is what you can do. I know
Imagine the experience.
if I ever got up on a windsurf board, when I got off it, I would say, this is exactly what I thought it would be. I could still enjoy it, but I have the suspicion it would be exactly what I thought it would
Like all
be.
human beings have this obsession with being able to fly. You
Yes.
know? But they can feel what it would feel like, and that's probably, they can imagine what it feels like, so that's probably why it's so intriguing to them.
I told Drew during the break that he could ride a unicycle. I can ride a unicycle. He could ride it if I could make him feel what it was supposed to feel like.
Like if I inject your experience into my brain.
Yeah, he doesn't need
Skills
any more
off.
muscles or anything any different.
My
He just
favorite
needs
idea
what
from
my
Shadowrun.
brain in his any way to get that knowledge downloaded into my brain so that my fingers would play a sonata. And Drew said, in the future.
I
Yes.
said the experience could be
I don't
developed.
think it's possible.
Yeah.
I think, I believe maybe the experience, but I think it's more than the knowledge. It's,
Telling
oh,
you
no,
what to tell
it's
your
not.
muscle
I
to
guess
do.
it's dancers have muscle memory,
I
you know?
was saying the development. You really have to develop the dependent function of the different things.
Well, let's just say
Especially
you
the
could
piano,
type.
because there's like
Is that the spinal
the upper
cord?
keys and the lower keys.
Anyway.
It's like a whole different.
I'm not saying you'd
commercial.
be with the Philharmonic. I'm just saying we might be in a place one day where information and or experiences and abilities to some
You're
degree.
sounding like Bill Gates now.
It's crazy, but I might be able to download Spanish into your brain. Ooh, that'd be good times, right?
If you spoke Spanish, yes.
I'm optimistic about the future. I don't know about you two naysayers. I look forward to it. You
I
understand?
look forward to tomorrow. You know, it's like whatever.
I want to download some goddamn Spanish into my brain so I can get some guys at my house to work. All right, that's my plan. All right, let's take one call. So we said we did it. Corey?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we
Oh,
talked to
all right.
Corey about an hour ago. And we didn't like his attitude. Let's see if it's changed.
There you go.
Okay, you're 16. What's up?
Pretty recently, I was flirting with a girl, and I started to go down on her. She almost immediately pushed me away, complaining of a ticklish clit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just kind of confused as what to do about it. I'm not sure if the feeling was too intense or what.
Yes,
When I asked her about it, she just kind of got pretty defensive about it and put up a wall. We haven't really discussed it.
Well, no one really wants to talk about like the embarrassing things. I don't think she really wants to sit down and talk about her clit with you.
Yes. And part of it could be a physical sensation, and part of it is how old is she?
Something.
Yeah.
17. She's young. I mean, she could be a little.
older woman.
Part of it could be Corey.
She could be a little ashamed.
Could be
Yeah,
Corey,
you may have like a whoopee tongue or something. You may have one of those tongues that comes out like a party favor. It makes a noise and it rolls back.
It's also-
cliff divers and
I think it's different for guys. Like, guys love it if a girl will give them head, like whatever.
Yeah.
But it's way different for girls. It's more of a serious thing, and it's more like your face is in my vagina. You know, it's like it's different.
Can we get
Yes.
that
Yes,
on a
it
card?
is.
It's really different letting them go down on them because it's more like that's what they do. People who they
Yes.
really like.
God bless them, by the way. And also, I do believe if it's a young person, there could be nerves at work here too. It couldn't just be purely a ticklish reaction.
Sometimes women that are multi-orgasmic through intercourse have this experience more also.
Yep. That's why it's never happened to me. All right, we're going to take a quick break. Kelly Osbourne and Stereo Night. Here's something off to change his CD after this. Hey everybody, it's Loveline. I'm Adam. That's Dr. Drew. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Kelly Osbourne is our guest tonight. Changes is the name of the appropriately named CD because Kelly's gone through some changes.
Ahava
It's more
I adore
mature
that
Kelly.
girl that you're sitting there with.
Oh,
Can you
please.
please?
Please burn that. Please. She's a more mature woman.
Mm-hmm.
She's seasoned.
She like makes me.
Well,
You know?
get used to it with the love.
It's different. Like
Ababa.
you
She
make
meant it at
like.
the time.
Yes. Yeah, want to get in her pants. You
Like
know.
Rob Aston, I told him I love him because I do love him, you know? And we dated, but there's a difference because I wasn't like in love with him. With Bert, I was in love with him,
Yeah,
you know?
but you said you were in love, and Bert may have said he was in love,
Ababa.
but he was in love, but not in love. And so he has the same excuse you have with Rob. Uh-oh.
Listen to what he just said. That
Uh-oh.
wasn't like a, oh.
Okay. I
whatever.
vowed never to play it again on the air, but one more time, Anderson.
I adore that girl that you're sitting there with.
See, I don't believe him. I hear emptiness when he says stuff like that.
He's an empty person.
Yeah.
I call him a liar.
Do you know what it is? He's a very selfish person that when you think to him, oh, he just loves himself. But he doesn't even love himself, so therefore he's incapable of loving anyone else.
Well, he may be like me, who's in love with the notion of being in love.
You're
He's
lucky
not
to be
even
alone.
with that.
Yes.
You know, he's a very jaded person. He's very, very jaded, and I think he's had a very rough, hard life.
Yeah.
So he takes it out on everyone else and everyone around him.
He takes it out on everyone around him with his personal hygiene as well. It's not just an attitude.
I don't think he just one of those people that looks like he smells. He really doesn't smell.
All right. I say where there's smell, there's
I
fire.
think Quinn smells much worse than him.
Who's Quinn?
The guitar player he used.
Oh, really?
Like sometimes when you walk past his bunk, I'd want to throw up. It's so
You
disgusting.
can always find someone that smells worse than somebody else. But Aaron?
Hello?
There you go.
Yes. You're 16?
Yeah. First, I want to say Adam was one of the funniest people ever.
Oh, thank you. All right. So what's your question, Aaron?
I wanted to know if it was bad if my girlfriend, when she's on her period.
That's
Oh,
disgusting.
two things.
Yeah.
I swear I heard a smoke alarm in the distance there.
No, we don't have smoke alarms over there by the computer, and the battery's not low at all.
Not low. Plus, they use a smoke. They use a canary.
Two.
They don't actually have the smoke alarm.
Yeah,
Because if
canary.
the canary dies, that means that there's carbon monoxide in the air.
Secondly,
I
Aaron,
kept her smoke alarm.
no girlfriend to go down.
Do you have a girlfriend, Aaron?
Do you realize that's like egg and blood, and that's disgusting?
Oh, wait a minute. I thought I just heard the smoke detector.
See?
All right, now hold on. Let's try to time this thing. Aaron?
Yeah.
Don't move from where you are. That thing went off at about 53, Drew. So if our calculations are correct, it should be chirping again about 25 or so. Now we can't hear him, though.
Aaron?
It could be my cell phone because my girlfriend was trying to call too. I put my cell phone close to the phone and it makes a beeping noise. What you want me to do?
Yeah.
Can you hear that?
Yeah, it sounds like you're in the lab. Now, quiet. And this is the only, we're superstitious. But it sounds like whenever we announce, hey, we have to hear what's going on in the background, the sound goes out of the call.
I really think it's when we stop speaking and listen.
Never done that before. All right.
Girl, like you don't know what it looks like. It is disgusting, and if you want it in your mouth,
Well, but it's not pouring out, you know.
I know, but still, it's like there, and he's gonna get it in his mouth.
Not
Even looking
necessarily.
at it.
He could.
Drew, you pulled the plug a few times. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I mean, if she's wearing a tampon,
They
then
get the tampon in there.
that's still kind of gross. But I mean, that's okay. But if there's like no tampon in there, and you're just like,
How about they start doing tampons for,
but why do you have to do it? Why can't you just
Sex.
wait until it's
yeah,
over?
like with the string, it's like a honey Dijon flavor. You know what I mean? Give a guy a little something when he's down there. Yeah, guys like that.
But my thing is, are you
Right
that
flavor.
desperate to like eat pussy? Can you not just wait until like it's over
Yeah.
to do that?
I think I could win that contest more than any guy. Like, how long can you hold out from eating a girl out? 200 years. Now,
That's more messy, right?
it can
Yeah,
be.
but still, it's not in your mouth. You can
That's
take a
true.
shower and it's gone. Like you're eating that. It's
That's
gross.
true. You aren't jesting it. Aaron?
No, first I got a paper towel and wet it and I wiped it clean.
Okay, buddy.
You wiped what?
No. That's his.
He
He's
like
imagining that's what he did.
Aaron, you don't have a girlfriend, do you?
Yeah, really.
Okay.
She can call if you want.
He uses a wet nap and he's very gentle and thorough. He's good and he's big. He's hung like a paint can down there. Oh yes, shall I put it back on? Hello? That's Aaron's girlfriend. All right, Aaron. Okay. Something's going on with Aaron's phone.
Okay.
And I did think I heard a smoke alarm.
I did too. I
myself.
kept hearing that. That's very weird.
All right. Now, see, Kelly doesn't have that problem at her home because her smoke detectors are all hardwired. They don't take the battery.
No.
Yeah, that's white trash. That's battery.
That's not true. They still do
Hardwired.
that too.
Nope.
Even though the hardwires have batteries too,
No.
and sometimes they just beep when you need to redo the battery, and it's so annoying.
Wait a minute, how is it's hardwired? Shouldn't need a battery.
Maybe
Backup battery?
they're hardwired.
All right. But Kelly, you're not up on a ladder fixing that. You got
No, I get the broomstick and knock it off the ceiling.
smart. Ashley,
Yeah?
you're 20.
Or you know?
That.
That's the warts.
Yeah. Well, there are certain strands that are warts. I'm sure Dr. Drew
Sounds like
has a
someone's
lot
last
more.
name. My name's Mike Papalova.
Okay. That's what's your question.
My question is, I actually, okay,
So Ashley, papilloma means wart.
right. But there, I've done some research
That makes
on
you really-
cellular changes about 6 months ago. And when I actually was out 8 months ago, and then when I went in for my retap for them to recheck me, suddenly the irregular cellular changes had morphed into what they called lumps on my cervix. So
those are warts.
Yes, they are, but they're.
See, she doesn't want to say she has warts in her vagina. She's like using an extensive vocabulary when she could just say it and say, I have warts on my vagina.
Anyway, what's the question?
My question is, there are external warts that are had sex. We ended up both, you know, when I go through a certain agency that they call you if they found anything irregular, and they haven't called me, and so I thought that I was okay with my test.
Wait, whoa, Ashley, wait a minute.
You know that until after I have sex with my boyfriend.
All right, well, there you go. Now he has it too.
Maybe.
Exactly.
Well, maybe.
So what I'm asking is,
I just hear you have the warts.
I think it's pretty impossible for him to have sex with her and not get it.
Now I think you have warts. Who else wants to go for warts?
Everyone have warts.
Engineer Chris, you want to pipe up? I'll give you warts too, brother.
Adam, I can pass on the warts to you. Do you want me to pass the warts to you, Adam? Better watch out.
If you can do it via blowjob, yes.
Well, my question is, Drew, is this particular...
My question is Drew.
Yeah.
Wait, no one talked to her.
How dare her?
No, she's like, my question is for you, Drew.
She's cursing me with warts and then singling you out.
But I love the way she refused it. I had bumps on my cervix. Because she didn't want to say, I have warts on my vagina. So she talked all this jargon and like all this medical talk.
And I didn't want to said some forms of papilloma or warts.
Do you notice how many times she had pap smear too?
Anyway, Ashley, so what is the question?
Kelly hates you more than me.
What's the question?
My question is could I, if he doesn't have symptoms and I'm not showing external symptoms, could he have it? Because we can't.
Yes.
You can't find out.
Yes, he has it. Yes, he has it.
He could have it.
He has it.
Drew,
he should assume he has it.
Drew, remember when you bet me $100?
Yeah, but we don't know that you've been with somebody who had the virus.
You
know she
told me that everyone had warts.
50%.
50%, way too high.
50% of people have warts?
And suspicious. There was.
Poured acid on my pepe.
Acetic acid on his penis.
And hit it with a black light to see if there's anything. Nothing.
We saw some suspicious lesions.
No, you saw nothing suspicious.
Is that how you see them? They don't actually raise? Like you just pour...
You pour acetic acid and you have to show.
Well, no, if you had warts, most of the time they would raise. But if you're trying to settle a $100 bet, and that's like $1 million to you, for Drew.
Are they like the same kind of warts that are on your finger?
They look sometimes
about the same.
But they're on like...
Yeah.
That's so disgusting.
Sometimes they're little tiny ones. They're just sort of appearances.
Yeah. Be careful when you're on the road.
That's the type of thing that like people...
Everyone in Europe has it.
What do you think I am? Like I'm not going to go around and be like, hey, you look cute. Like, come on.
You want me to go along?
And the Europeans are uncut, so I don't go there.
Good.
More higher word virus than the family.
Well, she's not
I
going
don't go there. I don't go there with the uncuts.
Smooth.
Gross.
Jonathan, but you're
It's cut. My mom said. My dad's cut. It's like a thing that, like, it's a clean thing. Guys have to get their thing cut.
You should do PSAs.
Really, it's great.
Yeah.
Less HPV, less HIV.
Yep. Plenty of bracelet
Public
material.
service announcement.
Yeah, it would be.
Jonathan?
Rings.
Yeah, sure. Jonathan, you're 16.
Yes, I am.
What's up?
Well, number one, I would like to say, Kelly, you are the coolest. I wish you were my own sister.
Oh, thank you. You're cute.
Yes, you're a cool girl. And Adam, you're a sarcastic ass, but it's what makes you you.
Thanks, Jonathan.
Well, my question is,
you're gay.
Let him finish before you cast judgment. Go ahead.
Oh, by the way, I loved your Father Adam Carolla piece on Carson's bash. Anyhow.
Oh, yes, thank you.
Oh, speaking of that Carson's bashing, do you see what Mai did? Do you see everyone's face in the audience when she was like giving him a lap dance?
Yes.
It was the funniest thing I'd ever seen because you could tell she was like, I'm doing this so people look at me, but everyone was like, what the hell is she doing?
Yes, Maya was
like,
giving very
she's
seductive
going
lap
from
dance.
being like the sweetest, quiet, like cute girl to like being like, look at me, I want to have sex with anything with a penis.
But she's trying to sell product, you know. You wouldn't stoop to that level, though, Kelly. That's what I like about you. You're class and you're wordless. That's what I like about you. You're gay. True, we get it. Keep going.
Well, okay. The question. I have up until this point had been completely involved with girls. Never had any experience with a guy ever.
That doesn't mean anything.
Have been very happy with girls.
How old was this guy?
He's 70.
Whose idea was it?
It was his. He instigated it, and I mean,
Are you a metrosexual?
am I a what?
You're metrosexual. Do you look like a girl but like girls?
No,
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
I'm not.
Hey, well,
I'm getting more super male stuff.
you've gotten, okay, so you're like a dude in prison.
Right.
Well, I don't know about that either. Okay, so he makes the move on you.
Right.
It doesn't matter who made the move. You still did it. It's not like you were willing to do it.
Yeah, I know, but it helps when we're trying to sort of solve this crime, you know?
It's not a crime.
No, it is against God, but
How?
not. Well, he hates that.
No,
He
it's
does.
not.
It makes him rich. Yes, it
No.
does. It's true.
That's stupid.
Don't worry, he'll sort us all out. He'll punish us, and
How
I
is it
just like
punishable?
myself. But believe me, God will punish.
No,
He does that. Oh, he's a vengeful
no,
God.
that's
Yes,
stupid.
Yes.
Take it back.
Okay, but he invented hepatitis and AIDS. He did all these things. Through why?
I think the government invented AIDS.
Oh
All
no!
right, well, the government
Really?
is not. That's what I'm talking about.
But God gave the government.
God gave the government the test tubes. And Jonathan.
What's up?
Okay, so you had. What did you do with the guy? Oral sex?
Yeah, oral and anal. And,
Did you give or receive?
Bogus.
Yeah. Now it's bogus. Now it's bogus.
oh, okay. Well,
Don't believe
go
it.
ahead and think it's bogus.
Usually, first time out of the block, gee, I don't know if I'm gay.
Well,
That doesn't-
it was a bit of a, it was a really extremely weird experience, and
Don't take this as offense, but you sound gay.
I was slightly reluctant in the beginning, and I'll be honest, it was weird. I mean, you know.
Of course it's weird. You have someone's dick in your butt. Like, come on.
And
It's true.
so I guess you guys have answered my question, which was
No, we haven't answered you.
make me gay. So, all right, well, I guess.
No,
You sound gay.
Well, thank you, Kelly. Appreciate it.
it doesn't.
No, but what do you want me to do? Lie? Like, no, that doesn't make you gay. You had a penis in your ass.
Well,
like,
listen, I'm going to mention guys in prison do that kind of thing and they're not gay.
Well, what side of the penis were you on?
that's what I keep asking. Did you give or receive?
I gave.
You gay. See, that makes you super straight.
I'm homosexual.
No, do you want to know something? I don't think you know what you are.
You know,
And if you have to ask,
Except
then
for being a bogus call.
Yeah, except for it's bogus. We don't buy it, Jonathan. It's not holding together at all. It's missing
How
major
old are you?
vital components.
I am 16.
Yeah. All right. We're labeling this as bogus.
And if you want and to answer the question, the hypothetical, no, it doesn't render you gay. Just to
it means
have
you
an experience.
experimented. But
It is
I
highly
think he sounds
suspicious.
gay.
He
I think
sounds gay. It's suspicious that a 16-year-old would have a very spirited gay experience that he was into.
But you know what I love? Like, he calls up, and what am I gonna do? Lie to him? And I tell him the truth. He's like, well, "Thank you, Kelly."
Yeah,
Yeah. It was bogus.
it was bogus.
And also, here's how you know you're not gay. Gay guys don't make bogus calls. Think about that. Chicks and gays, because gays are kind of like chicks, they don't make bogus calls. They don't have the bogus F with gene in them. You know what I mean? They torment each other, but they don't do it over the phone. Kelly Osbourne is in studio tonight. We're going to hear something. Too late to hear something off the new CD?
So I'm
you gave
sorry, I
us?
thought you were going to break it.
Oh, don't worry about it. I know it sounded like I was going to break, but I'm going to break and hear a Kelly Osbourne song. Another one off the CD, known as Changes. And this one is called
On the run. I hope they choose the.
Susan, accuse, accuser, Aziz, accuser. Oh.
I'm actually very impressed that you know that.
I like it. The voice to Kelly was like,
I'm like,
how am I supposed to react to this?
He's hot. The Kelly Osbourne here tonight. Changed his name to the CD. Going to start the European tour. We haven't really even talked about the Osbournes at all. Not that you're not sick or tired of
They're
talking
coming
about
back
that.
next month to start again.
Start in this the fourth season,
Yeah.
and they start. Let's just figure out the schedule here. They invade your house starting when?
I think next month.
Next month.
For how long?
Until we get everything they need.
Like 6 months? 5 months?
Mm-hmm.
5-6
So-
months.
But it can go, if a lot of stuff happens, it can have a month.
Oh, really?
But if it's kind of slow, it can take 6 months, you know?
You mean if you have a
They film 24/7, you know?
yeah?
And it's like, if we just sat on the couch, they're just filming us sat on the couch, and no one wants to watch that, you know? Kelly sat on the couch from,
Right.
you know?
And Osborne film, the Mary-Kate and Ashley film's coming out like in May, April,
I know,
May.
my brother's
So that'll be in the middle.
Oh yeah, because Drew
Jackson.
did that in Jackson then as well.
Yeah.
Now, what movie was Jack working on season number 2 when he went off and they filmed
No.
something?
He was doing Dawson's Crack.
Oh, wait a minute, we did that.
Yeah. Same episode? No.
No.
He was coming like right after us or something.
He was?
I remember hearing about it.
I remember seeing it on the Osbournes, and then I remember seeing us on the Osbournes. I think we've been on the first couple of seasons
Yeah.
when they were in studio here. But anyway, so there's guys sleeping in your house. They have
No, they don't
rooms?
sleep there. They're usually in the garage, and there's different shifts. There's 3
Right.
crews, so every 8 hours is a turnover. You know what
Right.
I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like no one actually sleeps there.
So they're there 24 hours. though.
Basically, yeah.
And is there? I mean, I'm sure it gets old pretty fast. But what do you dread most? I mean, is there certain? I guess
I
there's
have a
certain
whole thing where I
situations that you
hate being
dread.
outside of the house with the cameras. I
Right.
hate it. I freak out. If I'm not in a familiar surrounding with them,
Right.
I can't do it, and I freak out because I hate like being
Same.
pushed out of the way by some kid who wants to get in front of the camera to say hi, mom. You
Right.
know, it's like it's annoying
Right.
because like you're just trying to go about your life and do your thing. You know.
Right. And so I couldn't imagine. And there's cameras set up in all the rooms too, right?
Most of the room.
And I mean, what about your privacy? I know what privacy, but I
I was
just
about to say what privacy, and you know what it is? I have nothing to hide, so I don't care.
But what about when you get out of the shower?
Oh,
and
then I'm there.
in your cameras that are set up about the house, right?
Yeah, I would just have it in my room.
So not in your room.
No,
Okay.
because it's like,
Are you and Jack fighting?
Yes.
Les?
pardon?
Are you and Jack fighting?
We actually are, since he has been going through the program and stuff. I mean, he's really changed, and he's great, and he doesn't fight with me anymore. We get along
Well-
usually really well, and it's been really great. You know, I have my brother back.
This is gonna be the last season then if they're not fighting. You just gotta get hopped up and go at each other. I'm telling you, that's the best part.
Is Amy gonna be in this season?
Oh yeah. What about the third sis?
I don't have a relationship with her.
Oh really?
Yeah,
What happened? She's bitter.
she's a very bitter person. Yeah, she's not very nice.
She starts dating Bert.
You know what? That,
Yeah, can I tell you something? She would be perfect for him.
But no, listen, I have met your
They're both
sister,
nuts.
and for civilian outside of your family, she's delightful.
Really?
She comes across delightful to people that she doesn't know.
I'm just saying.
That's just what a bitch would do.
That's what it's like. She won't be rude to you if she
I
doesn't
mean,
know
but she
you.
is like.
But do you know what it is? She's one of those
sweet and
people.
quiet and-
No,
I mean, that's how she comes across.
Yeah.
That's-
She's like one of those people that like, I'm perfect, so much better than us. But Oscar, my brother does not. My
Still.
brother just likes him more than I do, I think.
Wow.
Wow, that's saying a lot. Is she? Do you think she's jealous?
I think that she is, yeah.
So it was one of these things where something came
But
up.
she's a very insecure person, so she
Right.
would never do it.
Doesn't come. All right, but an opportunity came around. She was asked to be included on it. she sort of said, no, this is not for me. I would lower myself to that level.
No,
and
she
the next
said
thing you know,
that they're exploiting you. And they're,
whatever it is, it turned into a.
I want you to buy me a house. Please buy me a house.
they're pretty conflicted, your mom and Amy. Yes.
Yeah, but my mom seriously loves her more than anything in the whole entire world, and will do anything for her.
More
you know?
than you?
She doesn't love any of us more,
Right.
but she will do more. I go out of her way to do more things for her than any of us, because she
Right.
knows that we'll be fine. You know.
Yeah, she feels like.
Like for example, this is what I'm saying. My mom's like, I want a house, buy me a house. I want a house, buy me a house. My parents buy her a house. Then she goes around to all of her friends saying, my parents only bought me a house because they feel guilty.
Oh, I see.
And they'll be like, guilty for what? You're nuts.
Yeah, it's tough. I know. And also, whenever
She tries to create, like, I'm the Cinderella.
when you do things for
You know?
people, when you give them houses and stuff, it always ruins. They ironically are more angry at you if you hadn't than if you hadn't given them a house.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. That's like the mom stays behind when the dad leaves. The mom's the one that the kid's mad at.
Right. All right. Is she moving forward with a singing career?
She doesn't do anything.
Does nothing.
Nothing.
Wow,
She had one movie,
We could
and she
hang.
hated doing it because she had to do something,
Right.
and she said she never wanted to do it again.
What'd she do in the movie?
She was in The Wuthering Heights. She played a bitch.
Oh, really?
She was up. I met her in Vancouver.
Ah.
Know what they did?
No.
Oh,
They
she
did
said she
that
did a
in
movie up there, but I ran into her.
She may have been ice fishing up there.
Yeah, there was. That's a fact.
So
I
true.
know.
You say she was a delight, but as it turns out, you were wrong.
You know what? No. She is very, very nice to people who she doesn't know.
Okay.
You know, and she's, but when, for example, when she feels uncomfortable around somebody, she'll just switch on to bitch mode and will not say a word, and I'll just be like, what happened to you? Like, why are you being like this? Because no one has ever done anything to her.
Yes, ma'am.
Been on hold for.
Last night I noticed that I have a vaginal rash, and I get, I guess, vaginal itching occasionally. Maybe every month or so. It lasts for a couple days, it kind of goes away. But this is an actual rash, and it's red all over, and it's actually. I'm sorry.
And it's on the outside or the inner area?
It's on the outside, and it goes all the way up. If I look on even the sides of the labia, I guess it's called.
I don't mean to be rude and don't do this to offense or anything, but do you shower every day?
Oh, yes.
Have you had a new sexual partner recently?
No, not at all. It's on the skin peeling too a little bit.
Yeah, it makes me worry about herpes, I gotta tell you. Sometimes a guy may have it and not know it.
Or do you go in
actively
tanning
transmit
beds?
Yeah, what about the tanning beds? I like to picture that.
it. Or,
Do you go in tanning beds?
No, I don't.
or this maybe he's straight. And it's very hard to evaluate rashes over the time.
I've never really had peeling skin around that area, so I really wouldn't know.
The peeling just means inflammation. It's just an inflammatory reaction. And the question is there some sort of virus causing it?
Well,
Just
what about
allergic reaction?
your boyfriends? He been stepping out on you?
No.
You say no because you don't know. You should say I don't know.
Is he the cheating kind?
No.
All right, folks, I'm out for a bit. I will
Well, I
return
just mean
soonish.
he's kind of nerdy. You know, you girls know. Look,
Nerdy.
well, I